Why is it that people are so easy to manipulate into getting what you want out of them?
Are you someone who tends to manipulate people? Is that where that comes from,
Yeah,
that question?
yeah, that's where that comes from.
I think that we generally feel trusting with the people around us, that we're built to trust our society. And so we're built to not trust people outside of our village, so to speak, but we're pretty hardwired to trust our family and our little village that we have. And
Yeah,
so you can take advantage of that by trying to manipulate people because they'll tend to believe you. I guess a more
I don't,
interesting question for me is why you want to manipulate, what you get out of that.
I don't mean to. It's just like it's second nature. I don't know. It, I don't mean to. It just happens. If that makes sense.
Can you give me an example of how you manipulate?
I try to not get people attached, but they end up getting attached anyways. And once they're attached, I'll just like pull back, push in, pull back, push in.
So there's a game that you like where you love bomb them and they're pulled in and then you pull away and they chase you. What do you get out of it? You'll understand it when you start to understand what you want to get out of it.
I guess the feeling of being wanted.
Can you recognize how that feeling of being wanted comes from a manipulative place and therefore you don't actually get the feeling of truly being wanted in a healthy
Being
way?
yeah,
What you're tapping
honest.
into are people who have unhealthy attachments, who didn't have secure attachments, and maybe you didn't either. I don't know what your relationship was like with your parents or what that looked like, but you might look for other ways to engage in relationships that either replicate that or take advantage of that. And in doing so, you end up tapping into other people who have other attachments that weren't secure. For example,
Yeah,
someone who might feel anxiously attached. So the love that they got wasn't consistent. And so someone like you who gives them a lot of love, it feels so good. And then when you pull away, they're anxious and they start chasing that. And you move away and then you move towards them again and they feel good and they chase that. That would be one example of a kind of attachment style.
that makes sense. Actually, it makes a lot of sense.
You mean in thinking about your own childhood and the way you operate?
Mm-hmm. Thinking of where it stems from, kind of.
The problem is it's a never ending game. You
Yeah,
never end up getting to have the feeling of a real relationship. You miss out on having that real feeling of connection that's based on something healthy. And even if there's a rupture, that the two of you can work that out and discuss it. But there's no game playing. And by the way, there's a lot of freedom in being able to stop playing games. It feels so good. There's such security in knowing that you don't have to engage this way. That you say how you feel, and so does the other person.